Set up anyways. Sometimes it helps to have the stand, and sometimes I just can't figure it out. Anyways, you don't care about that, do you? No, we really don't, Tom. Just so we're clear, slavery was bad, my shirt says. It shouldn't be a polarizing issue, but for some reason it has become one. I don't know why we all can't universally agree that slavery was bad, but nevertheless, there are some folks that would like to argue in favor of, mostly because they're just lazy ass bastards that don't want to do a damn thing for themselves. But nevertheless, man. Anyways, say it with me. I digress. So I don't typically do a live Sunday video, mostly because I have to work on Mondays. So I don't do live videos the day before I go back to work because then that takes the excuse away. I've just come down with the flu. Well, Tom, we saw you. That's funny. I've never called in sick actually. At all for my current job. And I think in fact, I never called in sick for my last one either. The only time off I took that wasn't scheduled was COVID related. So I'm not a guy that calls in sick. So that's kind of the joke. I can't call in sick now because now, I've been drinking. But I can say, I think I feel flu coming on. Anyways, I digress. But I digress. Let me find something here real quick. Well, it's not showing up anyways. There we go. It is running. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was working. So here's what I've done here, guys. I visited I visited Jay Riggers, but also visited Lifted Spirits. I can buy most of Jay Riggers' products here, but I can't get a lot of the Lifted Spirits, so I want to get a glass here. So what I have here is their Lab Chronicles Triple Cask Finish Rye Whiskey. Rye whiskey aged in Missouri white oak and finished in Madeira and absinthe cask. That makes it very interesting. This one's at 102.67 proof. I've never had this before, so I'm having it with you for the first time live. How about that? So as I'm having this whiskey with you, though, I'm also telling you that, so I've got 1 ounce neat in here in this glass, but I've also prepared a Sazerac with it. And it's finished in absinthe cask. So I'm really curious the Sazerac, how that comes across. But I want to have it neat first so I understood the flavor. Because oddly enough, I can smell, I certainly can get that absinthe on the nose. I would swear I'd put some in here, but I did not. I've had their Madeira cask finish rye before. It's been a few years, but that whiskey was just exquisite. Oh my God, that is amazing. Bizarrely approachable at that proof. It is so tasty, though. What's interesting, though, is again, I certainly feel the white oak, certainly feel the Madeira, but that absinthe is very apparent. I mean, like I said, I would swear that I did an absinthe spritz in here, but I did not. I I mean, it's 1 ounce. That's close to 1.25 ounces. So it's 1.25 ounces glass. What am I going to say? That's 1.25 ounces glass. But wow, but you can taste the. If I didn't know better, I would have sworn I put an absinthe spritz in here. Which again, this is why I'm curious how it comes across as a Sazerac, because I did do an absinthe spritz in the glass using this whiskey. I think you can make a Sazerac without that spritz, having tasted it now, but I didn't. I hadn't tasted it yet. So now I'm really curious what my Sazerac is going to taste like. I didn't have a drink at Lifted. It was kind of at the end of the evening. But I did want to grab a couple products, so I grabbed this one. This is a product I can't get here in Springfield. I think I can get their regular Madeira finish now, but and I might be able to get one of their gins or two, but I can't get their Navy strength gins. So I did buy that. Oh man, I want to show you those glasses. They're matte glass. They call them. They come in a bargain for two, so I bought two because I'm a soft touch. I meant to buy a Jay Rieger's glass, though. I'm really upset with myself for not buying one now that I say that because I bought the. Uh, I meant to buy a glass. That's all I'm going to say, and I didn't buy the damn glass. Remarkably easy to drink. I hate to use the word smooth because it seems a little pedestrian. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can drink this and not use the word smooth because it is so easy to drink. But again, it is. Yeah, you don't usually say smooth and complex together, but this is what we have. It is very easy to drink, very approachable, yet extremely complex with a combination of that white oak, the Missouri white oak, which tends to impart more spice notes than other white oak. Oh God, that's gorgeous. With those Madeira notes, which tend to impart some dark fruit notes, among other things, and then the absinthe, which I've never had the absinthe cask whiskey before, so I'm just assuming it's going to impart those wormwood, those herbal notes, which I'm clearly getting here. Which it's really messing with my head, knowing that I didn't add a spritz in here, and that's exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like I've added a spritz, and it's not in there, man. So I'm really looking forward to trying that Sazerac I've got in there, chilling down while I'm having this with you. So bear with me. I've got to step off camera. I'm going to grab that Sazerac. Be right back. Okay, so I don't have a lemon. I meant to grab one and I didn't. So I use orange peel. Some Sazerac recipes call for orange, some call for lemon, but you don't drop in the glass. So I just wanted to show it to you there on top of the glass. And now I'm going to remove it to drink. You're supposed to express the orange oils. Oh God. So I melted a Demerara sugar cube, 2 ounces of the whiskey. Oh, actually, I was trying so hard to put everything together quickly. Yeah, I forgot probably the most important part. Well, some would think anyway, was the Peychaud's bitters. So I'm going to add a couple of dashes in here because I typically put them in here earlier. There we go. You got to use. I get creative with bitters. I like to use a bunch of different ones, but in making this cocktail, you have to. I mean, it's a must. You must use these bitters. It's got to be those particular Creole bitters. Anyway, Sláinte. Does it really? Oh, see, that changes the aromatics altogether. I knew as soon as I brought it up to my nose and I forgot something, and it kind of changes the color slightly. But anyway, okay, Sláinte. My bad. So I did add an absinthe rinse to this cocktail, not knowing, not knowing how prevalent the absinthe was going to be in the whiskey without it. So now I really feel more so than any Sazerac I've ever made or had out in my lifetime. I really feel that black licorice or heavy anise note in there. But I got to tell you, that is gorgeous. I almost like it better, to be honest with you, because somehow both products work in unison to really bring out. It's almost like biting into a good planning. Right? That makes sense to anybody out there besides me, because you do feel that licorice note, but it feels like a very sweetened licorice note, like you had that black licorice rolled in sugar. But yes, you do feel that note more prevalent in this particular Sazerac than any other that I've ever had. And I would assume that's because of the absinthe barrel, because I think I could make a Sazerac without that absinthe wrist with this particular rye, but adding that absinthe wrist really changes the game, man. Oh my God, lifted spirits they ain't playing. I would like to get back up there where I could spend some more time there, but like I said, it was just a quick up and back this time. And I wanted to spend some time at Jay Rieger since I had the ability to. So I knew that's where most of my time was going to go for this particular visit. And on Sunday on the way back, we wanted to hit Trader Joe's, get a lot of holiday shopping done there. You don't want to buy everything there, right? But certain things are better, and certain things are, I don't want to say cheaper, but maybe more affordable. Some things aren't, so you got to be careful what you buy. But the quality of certain things are much better there than other places if you're paying attention. I don't buy meats there per se, raw meats. Let me say that, because deli meats, that's a whole other thing. But I buy a lot of cheese there, some canned goods, some spices, some seasoning, olive oil. A lot of that stuff is a great quality and inexpensive there at Trader Joe's. And liquor. Did buy more beer than I typically do because there was last time I was at Trader Joe's, I didn't see a damn thing I wanted to buy, to be honest with you, as far as beer was concerned. Just the usual suspects. But this time they had a lot of fall winter releases out, and that's what I was looking for. That's what sounded good to me. So I bought mostly their products, but they had some other brewery products in there as well that I bought. I bought Cherry's Jubilee, which is a Boulevard product. But again, I mean, I had been to liquor stores. It was a couple of dollars cheaper there at the Trader Joe's than it was at those other liquor stores that I saw it at. So, oh man, this is so good. This might be the best Sazerac I ever made, and it's It has that extra, that extra, man. I was wondering, so well, what I was worried about once I tasted that neat, if adding that absinthe rinse was going to be too much, right? If I was going to get too much of that wormwood, those herbal notes. And I will admit, for some it might be, but for me, I feel like it works perfectly because it's almost like that, like a sweetened black licorice. Because that licorice note is more prevalent in this particular Sazerac than any I've ever had, and for some reason I'm enjoying it more. It all seems to just work perfectly. Again, and that rye is 102 and change, and this cocktail is arguably the most approachable, easy drinking Sazerac I've ever had in my entire life. It is just so good. I just think the combination of the two works in unison. So I was thinking, well, after having Aeneas, I could make a Sazerac without it, but after having it with it, I'm thinking, okay, you put those two things together, and holy crap, in a basket, that's just amazing, man. That's just great. I don't care who you are. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, I don't typically do a Sunday video because I work on Mondays, so now I don't have an excuse to call in sick. And that's the joke because I've never called in sick. But now everybody knows I've been drinking today. So if I'm cranky tomorrow, so it's because you were drinking. No, it's not because you're an asshole, but you can blame it on me drinking if you want. It's because you're a gigantic peckerhead, but nevertheless. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, rare wisdom, all around good guy. Lunch. Damn, that is good. I gotta tell you, that was oh god, that was beyond